Remember, we're in this together, and help is always available. Depression, left unchecked, can escalate, turning that heavy cloak into an unbearable weight. So, what does this escalation look like? Well, imagine a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it's small, manageable, perhaps even unnoticeable. But as it continues to roll, it picks up more snow, growing larger until it's a massive, unstoppable force. That's depression in a nutshell. Initially, the symptoms of depression might be subtle. It might start with a person feeling a bit down, having trouble sleeping, or losing interest in activities they once enjoyed. Over time, these feelings intensify. The world may start to seem colorless, joyless. The person may have trouble concentrating, making decisions, or even getting out of bed. Physically, depression takes a toll as well. It's not unusual for someone with depression to experience changes in appetite, weight fluctuations, or unexplained aches and pains. There may be a constant feeling of exhaustion, even after a full night's sleep, but the escalation doesn't stop there. As the depression deepens, so does the isolation. The person might withdraw from friends, family, and social activities. They may feel like they're a burden to others, or that no one understands what they're going through. Mentally, the person's thoughts can become increasingly negative. They may feel worthless, hopeless, or excessively guilty. They might dwell on past mistakes or perceived failures. And as these thoughts persist, they can become all-consuming. In the darkest depths of depression, these negative thoughts can turn to thoughts of death or suicide. The person may believe that they're trapped in their misery, that there's no way out, no hope for the future. This is the grim reality of depression's escalation, the downward spiral that can lead a person from feeling down to contemplating ending their own life. But remember, this is not an inevitable outcome. Depression is a treatable condition, and with the right help and support, it's possible to interrupt this escalation. As depression escalates, it can lead to thoughts of suicide, a dark road nobody should have to walk. Depression doesn't always lead to suicide, but it's one of the major risk factors. That's an important point to remember as we delve deeper into this somber topic. Depression is a complex mental health condition that affects people in different ways. For some, it's a lingering cloud of sadness. For others, it's an intense feeling of emptiness or despair. Now imagine this feeling amplified, a seemingly endless tunnel with no light at the end. That's the reality for many who suffer from severe depression. When depression escalates, it can lead to feelings of intense hopelessness or worthlessness. Individuals may feel that they're a burden to others, that their pain is too great to bear, or that things will never get better. This is a dangerous precipice where thoughts of suicide can begin to emerge as an escape from the relentless emotional torment. But how does this transition happen? It's not an overnight process. It's a gradual, insidious progression where negative thoughts and feelings start to dominate a person's existence. They start to lose interest in activities they once loved. Their sleep and appetite may be affected, and they may withdraw from social interactions. They might feel trapped in their own mind, with suicide appearing as the only way out. It's also important to note that not everyone who is depressed will have suicidal thoughts, and not everyone who contemplates suicide is depressed. It's a complex interplay of various factors, including individual resilience, support systems, and other mental health conditions. However, the link between depression and suicide is undeniable. According to the World Health Organization, suicide is the second leading cause of death among 15 to 29-year-olds globally, and depression is a significant contributor to these tragic statistics. Remember, depression is not a sign of weakness, nor is it something that can be overcome with willpower alone. It's a serious mental health condition that requires professional help and support. Understanding this connection is crucial to preventing such tragic outcomes. Let's continue to shed light on these issues, encourage open dialogues, and ensure that those who are suffering know they are not alone, and that help is available. While this topic is grim, there is hope. Suicide is preventable, and everyone can play a part. Depression can lead to a feeling of utter despair, But it's important to remember that these feelings are not permanent. In fact, with the right support and treatment, they can be managed and overcome. If you or someone you know is battling with depression or suicidal thoughts, it's crucial to seek professional help. Mental health professionals, such as psychologists, psychiatrists, and therapists, are trained to understand and treat depression. They can provide a range of treatments, from therapy to medication, and can help navigate the difficult journey back to mental health. But professional help is just one piece of the puzzle. A strong support network is also vital. Friends, family, and even online communities can provide a lifeline for those struggling with depression. They can offer a listening ear, words of encouragement, and a reminder that you're not alone. Just being there for someone can make a world of difference. Encourage open conversations about mental health. Let them know it's okay to not be okay, and that it's perfectly all right to seek help. Stigma often surrounds mental health and can sometimes prevent people from seeking the help they need. So, let's break down these barriers. Let's talk about mental health. Let's normalize these conversations, and let's remind everyone that it's okay to ask for help. If you're worried about someone, don't hesitate to reach out to them. Ask them how they're doing, listen to them, and offer your support. If they're in immediate danger, don't hesitate to call emergency services. And if you yourself are struggling, remember that it's okay to reach out. It's okay to need help. You're not alone, and there are people who care about you and want to help. Reach out to a trusted friend, a family member, a mental health professional, or a helpline. Remember, there's always help available, and it's never too late to reach out. We've traversed a difficult path today, understanding the journey from depression to suicide. It's been a poignant exploration, yet a necessary one, as we strive to unravel the complicated threads of mental health. In our first segment, we delved into the depths of depression, shedding light on this often misunderstood condition. We learned that depression is more than just feeling sad or down. It's a serious mental health disorder that affects one's thoughts, feelings, and actions. It's a relentless beast that claws at the very essence of one's being, often leaving them feeling empty, hopeless, and devoid of joy. As we moved on, we explored the escalation of depression. We learned how this seemingly invisible affliction can subtly intensify, gradually leading a person down a dark and lonely path. We discussed how depression can morph into a constant companion, whispering destructive thoughts into the ear of the sufferer, amplifying feelings of worthlessness and despair. In our third segment, we examined the chilling link between depression and suicide. We discovered that, in its most severe form, depression can lead a person to believe that life is no longer worth living. Yet, it's crucial to remember that suicide is not an inevitable outcome of depression. Instead, it's a tragic consequence of untreated or inadequately treated depression. We then shifted our focus to prevention and help-seeking. We stressed the importance of reaching out, of breaking the silence that often shrouds depression. We highlighted the role of therapy, medication, and support networks in alleviating the symptoms of depression and reducing the risk of suicide. In the face of depression, remember you're not alone, and there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Reach out, speak up, and seek help. You're worth it, and your story is far from over. Let's continue to break the stigma surrounding mental health and foster a culture of understanding and compassion. Because in the end, it's okay not to be okay, and it's more than okay to ask for help.